welcome to another episode of the Richard Lewis Show. I'm your host, Richard Lewis. Joining me is Sam. Strange day today, brother. This probably isn't the fucking start to a weekend you wanted after Amsterdam.
Nah, mate.
I'm guessing.
After the one day back, I was back in the room, mate. One day with the Lord, and you're fine, man.
Yeah, like I was fucking, tired myself. I've been like pushing myself to get all this work finished because it's esports awards week, right?
Yeah.
So got to fly out to Texas and everything else. And I was like fucking just up all night writing, get everything set. We're gonna do BTN. Duncan's a no-show. And then it's like, well, I'm fucking up now. I got to do something. Have I got a show prepared? Nah, that's the last thing I've got ready. So I just throw together some fucking links, and we're just gonna try and talk about them intelligently, I guess.
So, mate, that's what we do most of the time, anyway, right? It's usually
I
some
usually
more
try and
structure, but
yeah, I usually try and have a theme. Like
the older
not
ones
gonna lie.
used to just be shit in a Google Doc. To be fair, some of the older ones. Well, let's just do it old
Yeah,
school,
there is
mate.
that. There is that. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty old school. Probably not gonna be very, cohesive. But whatever. Who gives a fuck? So listen. First things first. Let's do a shout out to .com. Our sponsors, of course, .com/RLS. Go there if you want to play some esports bets in a safe, ethical environment. I've still got Epstein up as
Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck was
I've
that.
still got Epstein up as my sub thing, and I'm doing a sponsor profile as a picture of Epstein on the
That's
screen.
outrageous.
Like I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Like I'm gonna hit a point. I think it's maybe in a year
What
or
is
two
happening, mate?
where things maybe aren't as good as
That's
they
got to
were.
be changed. Like, I ain't doing an old show looking at Epstein's face, mate. I can't. You can fucking
Didn't kill himself
up.
though, did he? Though, mate. Come on, let's
Obviously
be
not.
real.
Like, but it doesn't mean I have to see his face. Fucking creepy pedo. Doesn't mean he's
true.
a normal
Like,
guy.
dead now, of course, though.
Yeah.
Happy ending in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, not the happiest ending, but happy enough. But all right, I'll let you change it. Mate. I'll let you use your
I'll
choose.
work on that.
We can get the fedora tipper back if you want. He's always a classic. But anyway, yeah, so you can go to .com/RLS. I can't speak for their views on whether or not Epstein was a suicide. Wouldn't expect to. They're a sponsor, though, and they're a good one, and they specialize in esports and not politics. So if you want to go over there and play some bets, definitely do it. They support us. You can also check out our merch, lewisreports.com/merch. You can get yourself a t-shirt. I'm not wearing one of the ones today, but I have been on most of the shows. There's some pretty good ones up there. We're going to get some new ones out. I keep threatening to do it, but we are going to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if somebody does want to make Epstein tip in his fedora...
I wouldn't usually like, but I'm sure Rich would.
Yeah,
well, I
I've
don't
got
mind
nothing.
like, but not.
I've got nothing
I just
going
don't
on.
want to look at Jeff Epstein's face for 3 hours, mate. I think that's a reasonable
that's
request.
fair, that is fair. So, all right then, Sam. How were you anyway? How was Amsterdam before we even get into the show?
Yeah,
man?
it was
Because,
good, but it's like my one blowout each year now. I try to relax on all the drugs, but so when I go to Amsterdam, I'm shrooms in, I'm out my mind, drunk, I'm stoned. So yeah, it was fun. But...
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm fucking dialing back on all the partying.
Yeah,
He's just booze now, really. And then I really probably should start dialing back on that. I think I'm starting to hit that age now where it's like it's not even fun anymore. You're too hardened to drink to really get drunk, and the amount that you have to drink to even feel a buzz is just so damaging to your fucking body. It's like, I don't know, man. I need a fucking detox. Might check myself into rehab.
it's a place. Every time I go to this jazz bar, so like I know the guy who owns it now. And the first night I went I drank him out of whiskey sour mix. He had like 3 bottles. I just drank more, mate. Next day I went there. I drank him out of all his Jameson, which is his cheapest whiskey, but so I had like 2 of those bottles. And then it was a Sunday. He said I can't even go buy any, mate. So you're gonna have to choose to drink something else. And then I fucking stumbled out, wrecked out my mind.
Goldschlager.
After about 22 whiskeys, like peace, see you next year, peace. And then just straight to bed, mate. Woke up, still seeing 2. Stumble to the airport on shrooms as fuck, go through security, fly home.
They let you on the plane then?
Oh yeah, I carried it well, mate. Nobody would have known. I was having conversations
Man,
and
I'll
everything.
tell you, it's happened to me once where I've been stopped for being too drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Denmark. I'd been out fucking partying all night at some esports event, and we ended up in this 24-hour nightclub where you went down some stairs. It just had no windows. Ultimate fire hazard, like the death room. You know what I mean? Where it's just like somebody lights a fire in here, we're just all fucking toast, you know. But we were fucking partying, and then someone said like, "Oh, it's like 10 a.m. or whatever, Rich. Your flight's in like 2 hours. You need to get to Copenhagen Airport." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got this."
Yeah, no, yeah.
Turned out I didn't have it. I was like, when we were doing the fucking queue to get in, you know, where they fucking have a nice day, have a nice day, beep, have a nice day. I was just there and I was just fucking swaying, and I just stank of booze and fucking sweat and grief and just depression, and fucking they were pretty subtle about it. They just came over and they went, "Hey, sir, there's no way."
Sir, you reek of beef.
There's no way. And I went, "What do you mean? Honestly, man, I'm not a bad drunk. I'm just gonna fucking sleep on the plane. Like, I had a long night. Don't worry about it." Talking, "Sir, there's just no way. There's no way." So
I can't.
They said, we'll get you a cup of coffee. There's another flight in like 4 or 5 hours. Just sit down, drink your coffee, and we'll let you on the next flight if you're not mental. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose I am fucking rolling pissed. I wasn't even asked about it. I wasn't even angry. I was like, fuck it. You know, law's the law. I don't mind. He's just doing his job. All right, then. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, mate. Because,
Yeah, it was good,
I don't know. I've been sat here bored out my mind, just watching the world fucking melt. Everything's just ridiculous. Hey, by the way, let's just start the show with a fucking banging video I just saw today, right? Like, I've deliberately not mentioned this. Okay, just 3, 2, 1. This just to start the show. Like, I'm not. It's got nothing to do with nothing, but I just couldn't believe it.
It's got nothing to do with nothing.
Yep.
Right. Have I got the website? Sign a shut up. Yeah. Right,
It's some M. Night Shyamalan shit, though.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. What's going on?
Oh my God!
What the fuck? That's not a kid, is it? Surely that's a legal dwarf. You can't be serious. What's going on? I knew it, man. It's a legal dwarf. There he is. Was he trying to sneak on by paying a kid's price or something?
He's committed to it, mate. He's fully committed. He's fully committed to not paying full price on a fucking bus.
Fair play to the lad.
You know what I mean? He's even carrying toys, mate. He's got props,
I know, he's got the whole thing, like, as if they've even called him on it. Surely if he goes through that much effort, it's like, go on, mate. Crack on, mate.
You just got to fucking admire the fucking dedication of the role. He's got his little face up here. And kids fair, please.
Oh, wait, hang on. That's a point, though. They're saying it's a school bus. Is he like some sort of creep bud who's trying to be on?
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, hang on. I missed the
even think about
yellow
that.
bus. Like, yeah. That's...
What, are all yellow buses school buses in America?
I don't know.
That can't be right.
I don't know. Like,
yeah.
not 100%
It's probably
sure.
staged anyway. If it's going viral on Twitter, it's not real. But whatever. Just make it out what you will. It's got nothing to say about it, Sam. No material. I think it just speaks for itself, doesn't it? Just fucking. But while we're on the subject of people getting thrown off,
Yeah, also, I
off
couldn't change
buses-
that picture, so that's just going to be a through show, mate. So there you go. I'll address it
Ah,
now.
right,
Some
no
people
worries.
be like, why is Epstein still there?
Nah, it's totally fine. Just it's the truth. So anyway, we got to talk about this, mate, because there's worse things that can happen to you if you're a manlet, and even getting thrown off a fucking school bus. And there was this article I saw on BBC, man. It fucking, I don't know if it should crease me, right? Because I got nothing. Like, if you're short, you're short. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, right? Like, we joke about Dust being a manlet. I mean, he's 5'3" or 5'4" or something. So, you know, it's not even that short. But
Yeah, with
the
shoesies,
fucking-
like with shoesies, with his big
yeah,
shoes on.
exactly. Yeah. But for me, it's just never
I am
made.
5'1" with big shoesies. How dare you?
Yeah, you know, it's just like, not everyone gets to be a 6-footer. That's just how it works, like genetically. It just is what it is, you know. But man, this fucking thing buckled me. It was like dating as a short man, and then the BBC just to fucking rub it in. The highs and lows. Fuck off, Beeb. Like, come on, man. They're opening up to you. They're opening up to you, and you're going to do them like that in the headline. This is why you don't talk to the BBC. This is just one example of why you never talk to the BBC. The highs and lows. He can't get up on a shelf here. Like,
he's always low.
But, so, like, look, there's just Robert pictured above, right? 5 foot 1 inch with an X, right? And I think if I was short, right, and not very well built, I don't think I would go for the Harry Potter look. Like, I think I'd get contacts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe that's the angle he's going with, but there are a lot of adults who love Harry Potter apparently in the world. But that's he's calling it that niche. Like, he's calling it that niche.
Yeah, but for me, I would downplay trying to look like a fucking schoolboy from popular literature and maybe upplay that I'm just a short, fucking stocky, secretly muscular dude. Right? Yeah, just a legal dwarf. Right? Just read his story. Sweden is famous for being a country of tall blonde men. Swedish, of course. But I never felt that I stand out too much. I've always been friends with very tall people. Most of my male friends are between 5'11" and 6'3", and that has made me feel comfortable around tall people.
As if they're a different species or something.
Exactly, like I have learned to walk among the tall.
They have accepted me into their crowd.
This is outrageous. Okay, some annoying things have happened over the years. Like when people want to lift you because you're easy to lift. Is that like a phenomenon that short people are dealing with? Like people just straight coming up to you, hey, all right, wee man, and just fucking picking you up and that. Is that like a thing?
I don't think so.
Like, that would never occur to me, mate. It would never occur to me to walk up to somebody who was fucking small.
Yeah, he's not even like
oh, mate,
really
I bet you're easy
small,
to lift, mate. That's fucking mental. There's people out there doing that. There's no way there's people out there doing that, but that just wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly in polite society, surely. Anyway, so he says that I'm aware that short guys often complain that it's hard to find a woman, but I've never felt that way at all. See? It's always been easy for me to befriend women. It just comes naturally, and maybe that is the key. Not trying too hard and not feeling that your height is a handicap. If I'm on a date, I don't give my height a second thought. The women I have dated have ranged from 155 centimeters, my height, keeping it in the legal dwarf region, and 175 centimeters, up to 5'9". So good on him. I like him. I definitely wouldn't be full Harry Potter. And the fact that, again, the BBC did him dirty by going, pictured above with an X. Single now, of course. Like, oh, this article's cruel, man. But then you come down to Chris and you start getting some, kind of incel stuff. This guy's only 5'7". Like, that isn't even noteworthy in my opinion. Like, for shortness. I think when you're in 5'7", 5'8", that's just the normal range. But he's like one of those bitter dudes. Women won't even date you. I changed my height, and I got more replies. When I said I was 6'1", I got 3 times more matches. Now I have heard that's a thing, and obviously I don't do dating apps because I'm always fucking apart from Grindr, no one's ever found my account on Grindr. I would never do a Tinder or anything because it's like I've seen how it goes wrong in esports many times already. It's definitely not worth having an account if you don't want people fucking trolling you, catfishing you. Maybe you've got a picture on there you only want prospective suitors to see, and you definitely don't want your esports fucking people to see. So I'm just all the way out of that. Never had a Tinder, never will. But anyway, so I can't speak to this, but I have read many times over that, women do that you are more likely if you lie and say you're above 6 foot, you are more likely to get a date on these apps, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Bagel Boss was crying about as well.
I don't know though, because like most girls I talk to about it, when they say about like Tinder heights, I think it's just obnoxious. I think you're better off just not putting it at all. Like, unless you're so small, it's going to be a problem. Like, if you're 4'2", you might want to mention it beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when you see me, like, I don't want it to be a shock. Full on legal dwarfing. But like, if you're just, within a certain range of height, I don't think it matters. Just don't put your height.
I'm kind of like that as well. I don't even know why it's a thing. It feels almost like fucking Neanderthal in a way, like that we're still fixated on height for I don't know if anyone is. Yeah. Obviously, I get preference. Like, I understand personal preference and attractiveness, but it's never bothered me. I never thought about it for a second. It's just like, I did go on a rotten date one time. Not catfished or whatever, but just awful and awkward, and just she just wasn't who she said she was. It was just weird, and just didn't like it. And we just sat there, and I don't know. Maybe I've got bad memories about it because I did turn up monstrously hungover, right? And I told her, what was it I said? I said, I'm really, really hungover, so apologies, like, if I need an adrenaline shot to get going. And she said, don't worry, I am an adrenaline shot. And then I got there with a hangover, and she just talked about herself. She was like a life coach or something. Yeah. It was fucking absolute shit. So, I mean, in general, I stay away from these fucking dating things. Like, it's just a bunch of people lying to each other, isn't it? The fucking best of times. Even the ones that aren't telling the big lies. You know what I mean? They're fucking... they're still lying a little bit. Nobody goes, you don't go on a fucking date and tell everybody all your shit up front. Like, that would just be fucking dumb. It's ridiculous. But, I don't feel sorry for that guy. He sounds like he's got a complex. Like, he sounds like Bagel Boss too, that fella. And then look, it turns out the BBC, they realised they'd been a little bit cruel. And they said, so they end with a nice positive story, right? Which is here. And if you scroll down, you'll see the little dude in the picture. It's a guy called Adrian. He's 5'4", right? And he was highly sought after because when he went to Reading University, they said, listen, we need a fucking Cox for the rowing team.
Guides the boat, right? He stands at the front.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, right, the point of the Cox is he sits and shouts at the muscle-bound people actually doing the rowing.
Yeah, he's the hype man. He gets you all screaming. He's like the drum beater in a war or something.
Yeah, and it's to do with rhythm as well, like 1, 2, all that shit.
I'm sure he does.
But basically, he is just, right, he's just a dude who sits on the boat shouting at people who can actually do the physical stuff. So what they do is,
like,
they
obviously Paul's trainer, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Greek God! Greek God!
Yep, that's me. Perfect. But yeah, basically just a hype man for the team, really. And because of that, because you don't want to carry any excess weight beyond having to have one, it's actually like jockeys, they're fucking sought after. The smaller, the lighter, the better. So if you're a man at university, get yourself in a rowing. You don't even have to row.
Yeah, you don't even have to do the hard work. You get the same glory as well. If they win, you win.
Yeah. Now, jockeying's always been a weird one for me as well. Like, I remember my fucking... my granddad was telling me about when he used to go down the stables, right? And they used to do... I don't know why they didn't just use saunas, right? But to keep the weight off the riders, on the horses, they used to bury them in horse shit. No, I don't know if this was just some mad fucking thing that was just happening in this one stables, like.
They would
and
bury
basically
the
my granddad had
shit.
stumbled across the horse equivalent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, what they used to do.
How does that suck the weight out of them?
Because of the heat.
Put them in a sauna, and why have I got to be?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think back then. I don't think you had access to saunas in the fucking.
True, yeah, but you must have had access to warmth. Fires.
Yeah, but right. Trust me, by the way, a big pile of horse shit throws out some fucking heat. Yeah. Like,
but
throws out some fucking
no, but the thing
heat,
is, you'd have to collect it all fresh because it only keeps its heat for a while. So you'd have to have like 50 horses all shit at once in
no, but that's the point. Like when you pile it up, the heat apparently retains. So what they would do is they would like sit the little jockey down before a race. And maybe they were just having his eyes out. Maybe they were just cruel to short people. Maybe this is more short people cruelty. They'd pack the shit around them, till they were like just neck high and shit, and just leave them there for 4 hours. Come by and occasionally like let them have an ice cube on the lips and a fucking peg on the nose, and that was about it. Like that was how it used to roll. That's what he told me. I mean, he wasn't a liar, so he definitely saw it. I'll back that. Now, maybe the guy just had a fetish. Who really knows what was going on in that stables? But yeah. So I think there's lots of options if you're a manlet. I don't think it's as bad as what people make out. You know, I think that Chris dude, I think he's got a negative outlook. I think Bagel Boss, I think he's got a negative outlook. I think if you're short, it don't really matter. Personality goes a long way. There's even sports. There's even sports for the manlets. So don't worry about it, mate. Don't go incel. Don't go to r/manlets on Reddit and complain about the tall Beckies ruining your life and 6 foot Chads. Just leave it. It's all right, mate. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So I thought we'd have to talk about that in honor of Dus Moret. I do want to also talk about the fucking hardest man alive. I couldn't believe this fucking story when I read it. Like it blew my mind. Right. What's your pain threshold like?
I like to say not bad. Like I've had my appendix explode and I dealt with it. Like when it actually burst, I did leave out a big but that was it. No like crying. So all right, I guess. I mean, I've dislocated some fingers, but I never really had a big break. Never broke a tibia. It hasn't been tested that much, I guess I'd say, except for the appendix. Like that's about it.
Mine's pretty good. As I said, fingers chopped off, reattached.
Yeah.
Slipped disc in my back one time.
That was scorpion sting. Did take
that on the chin.
Yeah, that went bad.
Although you were worried you were going to die.
Yeah. Was fear like.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's got nothing to do with nothing.
Nobody wants to lose.
You can't really have true bravery without fear, Sam. That's kind of how it works, you know. But anyway, I've heard some fucking stories that blow my mind, like medical, you know, feats of endurance, feats of pain. I've never heard nothing like this. This is gonna fucking blow you away. No shit. Right. This is a guy in Canada who had 7.6 centimeter length tweezers stuck in his urethra for 4 years.
Did he not know what? Did he just allow it to happen?
Oh, he knew someone was up, mate. He knew someone was wrong.
Maybe fucking check the oil, mate. You know what I mean? Lift the hood, fucking have a look. How can you notice?
No, so what happened was he had a surgery in a clinic in Saudi Arabia.
Nah, mate, no, that's so much worse, man.
Yeah, no.
And they left. Someone's left it in there.
Yeah, they left it in his fucking hog's eye.
How did they even have access to hog? Like,
well, it doesn't say. Look, it says here. The author didn't explain how or why the man lodged the tweezers in his urethra. However, they wrote, in general, foreign bodies are most commonly inserted into the urinary tract by patients. But here's the thing. You don't just take that on the chin for 4 years. And why would it be surgical tweezers? So he's saying the clinic's lying about it. Yeah. Either way, he's been rocking that for 4 fucking years. 4 years. Now listen, there's even an X-ray there. I mean, Sam, like, explain it to me, man. It's in like, do you see what I'm saying there? Like, fucking get me out, man.
Right. So you can see the light grey part towards the tweezers is where his knob goes. So it's
yeah.
So you can see where it's spread. Yeah. It's a very like faint grey outline of the skin, and then the tweezers are opening, so they're like spreading their urethra, which is making it more wide. Like,
yeah,
and you can see the bottom part of the tweezers just sticking in.
No,
like,
it's fucked up, man. I mean, honestly, like, not much fucking makes me like cringe and fucking, you know what I mean. But let me tell you, I passed a kidney stone once. You'll get fucking religious if you ever pass a kidney stone, by the way. Like, you'll just get fucking religious straight away.
Will be done.
No, you'll just get you get religious. I remember one time when I was in a urinal as a kid with my Uncle Reuben. We'd been out on the lash. Don't think I was old enough to be on the lash. I think I'd had 1 or 2. It was a working men's club in the northeast. You can just do whatever the fuck you want. Serving alcohol to fucking 12-year-olds. Yeah, no bother. He's got to learn sometime.
He's alright.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to learn sometime. He's got to start drinking sometime. Definitely doesn't. Like, but fair enough. Anyway, I remember my Uncle Reuben. You know, he's only got one leg, and he fucking had his arm against the wall like this. And he was having a piss, and mate, he had a kidney stone all up in there, and he was fucking just. I'm like, are you all right, mate? What are you doing? He's, kidney stone. Like just making these fucking animal noises, like giving birth or whatever. And you know, when they come out, man, they're fucking tiny. So it happened to me like not that long ago, a couple of years back. And I'll tell you, brother. Whew, I still got one in there. Apparently, it's just too big to come out. It's all.
Does it hurt in there? Like, does it do anything while it's in there, or is it fine until it comes out?
You get the occasional ache. I just drink through it usually. Not a big deal. But yeah. Anyway, when this one came out, mate, they told me it was going to be painful. I was like, how bad can it be? It's 0.5 millimeter across. That's fuck all. Compared to your urethra, that's quite big, and. It's literally like they're not even like grit, because grit has like rounded.
Yeah, it's like sharp, pointy.
Stone. Yeah, these are deliberately sharp, pointy. They're all calcified, so they like dig in as they come down your urethra and scrape every fucking centimeter that they creep down while you're pissing. That's when you get them into the urethra. That's when the real fun begins. But you can feel them knocking about before you even get them in there. You know something's not quite right. It's passing through the bladder and all that shit. And then by the time it gets to the urethra, which is super fucking long, it's fucking unreal. And you're just feeling it. Basically, a kidney stone crawls through your urethra like fucking Andy Dufresne in fucking Shawshank. Just slow grinding on his elbows. It's fucking rough, mate. So anyway, yeah, you get religious. You do get fucking religious immediately. Like, God, please, I'll do anything. No painkillers work. Just nothing takes it away.
Oh, I got religious on the way over. I was going to tell you about big bumps on the plane. I know you're a classic fan of big bump, but almost the air hostess went flying, but she almost took her head out on the luggage rack, and I immediately like, please God, if you were real, allow me to land. I was watching those air traffic control videos as well, but before I went, so that didn't help a lot. Although nobody dies on them, so.
Every time I come back from Amsterdam, by the way, bumps.
Oh, I know.
I don't think I've ever had a flight. Yeah, it's just windy as fucking. Like, I don't know why.
I don't know. I think it's the approach. Like every time I land in there as well, it's always bumpy. I think they've got to like do a whip round when they fucking come in, like do a sharp turn. Because every time I come to land, it's always one quick whip round, few bumps, go through the clouds. Everyone thinks they're gonna die, and we're on the floor. So.
I do like as well how 50 viewers just disconnected during the kidney stone bit. Nah, fuck this. This is shite. I didn't come on this irreverent, made-up podcast to listen to fucking that. So out they go.
On my Tuesday.
Yeah, how long does it take? For me, it was, from once I knew it was in there to getting it out, I mean, it felt like an eternity, but realistically, it was probably only like, 7 hours, 8 hours, something like that.
All right.
But, yeah, it was fucking grim. And then what's really weird is at the end when it's out, it's this tiny little thing, like a grain of fucking sand, and you're like, "Fucking hell, am I a pussy or what? Like, what's going on there?" But nah, it is unreal. I think doctors have said it's the only thing analogous to labour that a man will ever go through. It's the only thing that's even vaguely close. But yeah, the idea that this guy's just fucking walking around with that going on. Straight tweezer knobs in 4 fucking years, mate. Just taking it on the chin. Who is this fucking guy? Who is this guy? Like, I also don't like the fact that it makes out that this is a more common occurrence than you would want to think. Like, I mean, I've seen loads of stories on the NHS. Like where people get sewn back up and they've got fucking. I don't understand how that happens. Like, you just like, right, his organs are there. We'll sew him up, shall we? Do you want to have a look and see if there's anything fucking silver and shiny inside him just before we do close them up? Like, they never do it. But the idea that you would fucking have that in your penis is mind blowing to me. And also as well, the way the hospital's trying to make out he was doing it for sexual gratification.
I know.
people are into some weird, freaky shit. But when something goes wrong, when you're doing something like that, like, you know, we've all heard that story about the guy who he's got a lemon up his ass.
Yeah.
And he says he slipped on it in the shower, you know what I mean? We all know that story.
Fell
right?
onto a bottle of ketchup with a condom on it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no.
Slipped,
Yeah.
whoopsies.
I slipped on some soap and this fucking 24-inch dildo just fucking snaked its way up my ring. Like, no, obviously
It's a
you put
double
it in
ender,
there.
mate, and it's attached to another man.
But the point is, like, you obviously fucking, you know, you go to the doctor when it's gone wrong, like 100%. Like, you don't just sit on it for 4 fucking years in absolute excruciating pain. If you've done it and you know it's in there and you know it's wrong. But yeah, he just thought he had something. He was like, I just had some strange pressure and pain down there. I'm like, fucking hell, man. What an absolute fucking animal that guy is. Do you want to fucking serious? Do you want to get him in MMA? Go sign him up to MMA now. Teach him now. Because his pain threshold's unreal. Like, he's never tapping that guy. Like, what are you going to... Snapping my arm at the elbow? That's fucking no. I had a fucking pair of tweezers in my fucking urethra for 4 years.
Just have to break all his limbs, mate, and win by points when he crawls around. just giving him the odd kick. Fucking fuck up.
Just take it on the chin, like. Anyway, what else has been going on? I feel like we should do an update on what some of the stories before we get into some of the news. Here we go. Let's do an update on Popeyes chicken.
Nice.
Right?
I think I've seen this.
No, well, you remember you were on the show when we were talking about Popeyes.
Yeah,
right?
people wilding about having fucking sandwiches, kicking off.
Yeah, full boondocks,
Yeah,
like in real life, over a Popeye chicken sandwich. Well, we had a robbery and we had people fucking going out there and basically being like chicken scalpers and just all sorts of like just insane behavior. Well, it finally happened on November 4th that someone was actually murdered over a Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's interesting, by the way, isn't it? The sort of selective outrage that we have as a society that, you know, now Popeye's chicken has been officially the cause of more deaths than the Joker movie. The Joker movie was subject to petitions to fucking Warner Brothers and, you know, please cancel this movie, or at least have like some little fucking dude come out at the start and go, now listen, we do know that there's a crazy clown guy killing some people, spoiler, but maybe you don't want to do that in real life. You know, they were making some absolute crazy accusations. Meanwhile, not a single incident linked to the Joker movie, but we had to listen to the fucking just nonsense, you know, constantly. But anyway, so man stabbed to death in Maryland Popeyes after altercation over chicken sandwich. The fight initially began in line when a man cut in front of another man because he was worried about them running out of Popeyes chicken sandwiches, specifically the sandwich. And then the altercation escalated and spilled outside where one of the men was stabbed. We've been able to determine preliminarily that this is related to the release of the sandwich here at this restaurant. This is an official police statement.
No.
This individual was in line specifically for the sale of the sandwich when another customer, with another customer, and he got into an altercation and what?
Why are they blaming the sandwich, Robert? What happened is someone pushed in line, someone got unreasonable, they both got into a fight, and someone got killed. That's really what happened. Why are they saying as if the chicken has spells, but
it's not magic. Yeah, the chicken. But here's the thing, right? Isn't it weird how some things we say, right? Like we say, you know, oh, if a movie inspire, you know, if an act of violence occurs in a movie theater, we immediately start looking at what movie it is.
Yeah.
We don't just say humans are cunts. We don't just arrive at the only conclusion that there is ever to arrive at. Like, it doesn't matter what you change. It doesn't matter what laws you change. It doesn't matter what rules you have. Humans are cunts, and they're just going to do cuntish things as often as they can, on a whim almost. And not just cunts, morons. We're going to get to idiots. I'm going to show you the stupefying levels of idiocy that we're sinking to. But, you know, they're stupid. Like, a guy literally threw his entire life away and killed somebody else throwing their life away for a chicken sandwich. But what I find interesting is nobody comes up and ever says, well, Popeyes is to blame for that. Right? And it would be, I agree with you, it'd be unreasonable.
Yeah.
But why there's been non-stop, I can't believe I'm saying this sentence. There's been non-stop chicken hysteria ever since they released that sandwich. Non-stop, mate. So at what point is it reasonable to say we have to suspend sales of the chicken sandwich?
Well, I reckon the
it's
government
dangerous?
should get involved and subsidise their buns. Like, they're going to have to subsidise the buns. If the lack thereof buns is what's killing people, the government needs to get
the thing as
involved.
well. This is the madness of it all, right? There is no getting away from the fact that it's just a regular chicken in bread. Like, there is no getting away from that.
That's what I mean. Bring a bun with you and save money. Just bring a bun from home, go to Popeyes, order some chicken, which you never run out of. Always got chicken, but just out of buns. And then you can make your own. No one has to get stabbed. No one has to cut in line. You can just have your chicken in a bun, but have your chicken in a bun, and we can all live and see our families again.
It's just insane. But I haven't seen anybody make the argument, right, that Popeye should withdraw the sale of the chicken sandwich because it's too good. It's too good, and it's driving people wild. It's driving people to murder because it's that good. You know, and I think if you want to be logically consistent, you have to put some of the blame on them. You have to say, Popeyes, what have you been doing to diffuse this chicken hysteria? They're not doing much, are they? You do know, obviously, as well, being a corporation, that secretly somewhere a meeting happened, right? All the fucking suits get around. They're going, fucking hell, them. They're killing each other for the fucking chicken now. This is brilliant advertising. I love this.
Chicken
could we do that?
Dying for. You reckon we can put that on TV?
Exactly.
Is that loud?
Could we make that the slogan? Chicken worth killing for. Could we? Is that tasteless? I don't know anymore. I'm a corporate suit. I lost my humanity as soon as I took this job.
You ever seen that movie, Thanksgiving? What if we make a turkey sandwich? Can we do turkey? Popeyes turkey?
Oh, there you go. Thanksgiving's coming up. We really got to do Thanksgiving.
There you go. Let's do it,
there you go. So we never did Abbott and Costello for Halloween. But anyway, so I just can't. I don't understand the fucking logical consistency. Like, we're still outraged about the Joker. We're still talking about that. We're still talking about video game violence. We're still talking about that. Chickens inspiring motherfuckers to violence now, guys. Like, so what do we do now? We need to have a serious talk about chicken. I'm waiting for that think piece in HuffPost. What does what does a murder over chicken say about Trump's America? I want to read that article today. Somebody write it, please. It's not. It's just fucking selective outrage. Nobody cares that and again, then you have to start thinking about it. What if they're deliberately making the buns scarce to cause the negative reaction? Like, no, I'm telling you, mate. You're telling me a successful chicken chain can't say we need X amount of buns?
Counter argument, mate. KFC ran out of chicken in the UK for about 2 weeks. Every KFC.
No, I do remember that.
Chicken, so it has happened.
Like, no, listen. Maybe I've been listening to fucking Eddie Bravo too much, and I'm getting too deep on this shit. Like, anyway, they're deliberately. It's all manipulation.
Think about it. Every time we go to a Walmart, do you not see the fucking buns? We have buns. Why wouldn't they have buns?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. I'm fucking crazy, bro.
But like, they're not the first. They're not the first restaurant, are they, to have shit like this go on? It's like you say, when this is the first time it's really gone full Boondocks. Like, no doubt about it. But this isn't like unique. Like McRib hysteria. You remember that?
Yeah.
People wilding out about the McRibs. People trying to steal McRibs. The Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce story that we covered as well.
Yeah.
It's like, this happens all the time. And what this points to is marketing is making people fucking mentally ill, like everything else is making us mentally ill, because we just weren't meant to live this way. Why are people being told that this is a must-have chicken sandwich when, again, we know, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what's in it. Right?
We have back-engineered the sandwich.
Yeah, listen, take it from an expert, right? Bun.
Yeah.
Pretty much a standard bun. Nothing fancy. It's not brioche or nothing, just a standard bun, Popeyes delicious chicken,
Bit of mayo.
right? Yeah, bit of their. I think it's a special mayo they use. I don't think it's just neat, clean mayo. I think it's got a bit of mesquite or something in it. Popeyes.
Bit of zing in there.
2 dill pickles, bun. Now, if you take the bun away, it's still a pretty good eat, isn't it? So I don't understand how everyone's been fucking duped into believing that this chicken sandwich is the fucking be all and end all. But this is all they have to do. They just have to fucking say, like, wait, guys, like, you know, we got to tone this advertising down. But obviously that's never going to happen. Or you could just be like, I don't know, like, I guess this is your stance. If people are fucking dumb enough to hack each other to death over chicken sandwiches and fast food and all that, you're going to have to just, you know, you're just going to have to let that one ride out because people are fucking idiots.
Like, yeah, there's just too much shit happening there. But then again, I'm also on the side that I don't blame any movie or anything like that for what happens if people watch it. So
no, I'm the same.
Yeah,
I don't.
So as long as we don't
everyone else who
does,
does.
As long as we don't.
Never hear about marketing anymore. Never hear about. Do you remember the best trick advertisers ever fucking pulled off and marketers ever pulled off was actually convincing everybody that they're not pure evil.
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting. You know, when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, we all had an acceptance that these people are fucking scumbags. But these days, it's like, I don't know. You know, you've got brands fucking tweeting at each other. You know, like fucking memes and trying to dunk on each other when they're probably all owned by the same parent company. And it's just pathetic, you know. And people are like, oh shit, man.
Wendy's Twitter is fucking lit, bro.
Wendy's, like, what? Who follows? Like, I haven't even looked at this. I bet it's frightening.
Oh, it's scary, but
Here we go. Wendy's Twitter. Right? They have 3.4 million followers. How do 3.4 million people care about what a brand has to say about their own products? Like, imagine being so fucked. Imagine being so deranged that you willingly sign up to be advertised to because their Twitter is lit. You know, when they have all these fake interactions with other brands.
No,
and
we're
check
not
it
saying
out
that
as well
Wendy's isn't delicious. Wendy's is great. You know what I mean? I'm going to follow them on Twitter to enjoy their products.
I'm indifferent to Wendy's. I know you're hedging your bets here because we're more likely to get a Wendy's sponsorship than a McDonald's sponsorship. No, I see what you're doing, Sam. That's fine. But, you know, it's just ridiculous. Like, you know, the way they make these jokes, like, I suppose we can get to this in a bit, but you know when fucking Emma Watson basically said she's an incel?
No.
Did you see this?
No.
All right, well, basically Emma Watson said she was an incel. She said that she's single and she has trouble getting dates, but she doesn't like to think of herself as single because it's self-defeating to think of yourself negatively. So she says that she's self-partnered.
Don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining. Am I really going to hear from Emma Watson how hard it is to get a date? Try living fucking everyone else's life. Fuck me. You telling me it's having to get a date? How about walk out your house, stand there for 35 seconds, bet money someone asks. Bet money.
Especially now that you've advertised
exactly,
it, right?
Yeah. Mental.
but
just because you don't find anyone you like.
Here's the CNN article about it. And what she did was, you know, she used this term because she's coming up to 30 now. So yeah, we're all really old, guys. Hermione is 30 years old, and she said she doesn't like to call herself single because that like implies you have to be with somebody, and she can't get dates. But anyway, she just likes to describe herself as self-partnered. And I never normally do the apples to oranges comparison, right? And never do the apples to oranges comparison of, well, if a man said this. But I will this time. Because if a man said this, they would immediately be branded a creepy incel. Like, there's just no way. There's just no way you ever getting away with calling yourself fucking self-partnered as a dude, is there? There's just no way that's ever happening. No way. Right? But anyway, The reason I'm bringing
if
that
they were
up
in a
is-
similar position as you, if it was like, I don't know, what's a really attractive guy nowadays, but that Chris Hemsworth, one of these.
Yeah.
If one of those came
Thor,
out
you
and
mean.
said it, they'd probably go like, oh, he's saying that, purposefully to try and look nice, but I don't know.
Brie Larson would fucking just kick the shit out of him publicly in Twitter, wouldn't he? Wouldn't she? She's fucking
The incels on my work team.
Yeah. This is why Captain Marvel failed, because Chris Hemsworth is a secret dog whistler to incels. Like, fucking hell. Nah, you're just thoroughly dislikable as a person and in the role. So that was probably the big factor. Charisma does go a long way when you're an actor. Just putting that out there. But anyway, why am I bringing up this? Well, look at Wendy's Twitter, man. Just look. They did a tweet because they have this thing called the Dave single, and they said we're going to change the Dave single to the Dave self-partnered on the day that story broke, right? And it's just like, this has got 36,000 likes. 36,000 people saw a brand trying to leech off something that was trending on Twitter to promote their products. And 36,000 people went, fucking hell, I want to remember this tweet forever. Where were you when Wendy's made that Emma Watson joke, Sam? Where were you? Do you remember? Do you remember how lit Wendy's... Like, who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck are these people? It's... We tried to do everything we could to get away from marketing and advertising. We created laws back when, we were a bit more... I don't know, a bit more human, I guess. Like, I don't even know.
Self-aware.
Yeah. And it's like, who cares about the fucking brand? And not even the brand. There is a dude employed to fucking tweet this shit. And they walk a tightrope every day because every time something trends, they have to jump into the trend and make a joke about it. And we all know in this day and age, making jokes is about the riskiest fucking thing you can ever do. So this wage slave has to walk this tightrope to make the brand sound funny and hip, knowing that if at any point the joke doesn't land or there's a secret hidden meaning he didn't fucking know about, you just have to fucking take that one on the chin.
Wendy's is cancelled. Wendy's is cancelled. Cancel
Man,
Wendy's.
I saw it happen in esports. I won't name names because they obviously deleted the tweet. But I saw somebody, it was the day after the fucking Christchurch shooting, tweet out, subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm like, come on, for fuck's sake. Like, and they've been traveling, so they hadn't fucking seen any of it. They just knew there'd been a shooting. They didn't know that the shooter had said that. And then everyone was like, right, cancel this person. And it's like, fucking hell. Just tweeting's just a lottery at the best of times. But anyway, these fucking brands, man. Like, I don't understand who's fucking looking at these tweets and thinking this is fucking great. This is great. And who are these people that tweet stuff at the brand? Like, have you ever seen those tweets where it's like, if I get how many likes for a free
nugget meal? Like, no,
yeah, I know. Like,
tragic.
Who's this cunt? Like, well, admit. No, listen, don't put yourself out, mate. Where do you live? I'll fucking PayPal you the money, but please stop this. Please stop this.
But the thing is, it's not even ever for the whatever it is. It's always just, I want the attention of this many people to see me on the internet.
Yeah, next tweet down. Wow.
This blew up.
This blew up. Oh, here's my SoundCloud. Oh, I just made it today. You've got nothing to say.
Here's
You're tweeting at Wendy's begging for nuggets, mate.
That I make out of semen and blood on my Etsy page. Like, fuck off, you weird cunt. Get some normal hobbies, you creeps. Tweeting at fast food Twitters. Get a life. Get a life.
That's unreal, man. So, yeah, I don't know fucking what's going on. We need to have a clamp down on this shit, I think. We do need to have... Yeah, shut it down. We do need to have a shutdown. Anyway, could be worse. You work for a brand. You could work for this company in Pakistan, right? This is just a mental fucking story. You ever seen the... what's it called? The Khaleej Times?
No.
It's like the... it's like it's like a newspaper that focuses on Pakistan news,
Right.
Asian stuff as well, but it's got a Pakistan section. And this is just mental. So there was a guy who, and he was like a caretaker, like a janitor at a religious, temple or a place of worship or whatever. And he said, like, listen, I need. Oh no, sorry. It was the electrician. My bad. So the person who runs the religious place, as they stipulate not saying a mosque, which makes me think it's an alternative place that they don't want to specifically name, just in case, because obviously it's a predominantly Muslim area. But anyway, caretaker of a religious place here. And there was an electrician who was demanding wages for doing the electrics in the walls and everything. And he kept coming to the guy and he said, "Listen, I gotta get my money. I gotta get my paper. I gotta get paid. Like, I can't do this on a charity." So he turned up again and said, "Listen, mate, it's time to pay. Like, it's unreasonable." And the guy goes, yeah. Don't worry, I got your money right here. And he goes into a room. And he comes back with a fucking lion. A fucking lion, Sam. And he sets the lion on him. He had a pet lion just in his back room. And I'll just read you the statement here. The caretaker kept delaying the payment, but when Rafiq persisted, Raza, that's the guy who runs the religious place, got annoyed and unleashed his pet lion on him. The lion wounded the electrician's face and arms. I'm sure it did. The victim's cry for help alerted some passers-by, and they managed to rescue him from the lion. I also want to just say this, Sam. If I'm seeing a guy getting mauled by a fucking lion, I'm out. I'm not helping you. I'm going to keep walking on by.
There's a good chance I may run if you're my friend, mate. Never mind if I don't know. Like, if me and you were walking down the street and you get gripped by a lion, I'm going to have to find some adrenaline from somewhere to start fighting a lion,
Mate, that's what I mean. It's like, sometimes you just think to yourself, like, listen, you love your mates. You'll do anything for your friends, but there's sometimes you've just got to weigh it up. It's like in Walking Dead.
Rich,
if you're bit,
even
mate,
in a 2-on-1, we're not looking good against this lion.
No, of course. But yeah, but like, if you get bit and I know you're dead, well, what's the point of me trying to rescue you just so we can sit around for 6 hours while you turn? I may as well just use you as bait. You're already dead. And run away. It's sad. I'll have a cry about it later, but I'll be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And equally, a total stranger getting mauled by a fucking lion. I don't even know what's gone on in the build-up by there. It's just a man shouting up.
Maybe he deserves it.
He might have been mugging this lion off, mightn't he?
Could have been trying to steal it.
Yeah. And it just backfired. Turned out the guy was a pure cunt. Like, just fucking, you want your money? How about a fucking lion instead? Like, it's unreasonable as fuck, that is. Bad behavior.
This guy is a dull, though. He goes on to say, like, he also promised me afterwards he'd pay for the treatment of my injuries from the lion attack. Fool me
he'll
one
pay for it with lions,
mate. Yeah.
Pay for it with lions.
Come get your money for your bites tomorrow, mate. Let's go in this cage, you daft cunt.
Yeah, he's all casts on your arms and that. Come by for the money for the NHS. Yeah. 1 minute, mate. It's in the back. It's in the lion room.
Two lions.
It's in the lion room, mate. I'll just go get it for you, yeah? He's just been fucking lioned twice. Still outrageous, though. There's just no fucking defending that, mate. Just lying in someone. It's just unreasonable. Saw another stupid story, by the way, right? Now, here's the thing I didn't know. Because, obviously, why would I know? But there's a market if you're ever willing to kill someone for money, okay? They call them hitman, but obviously the reality is very different. Often it's just some, it's not like the game Hitman where it's like some guy and he's like, or Leon, and they all have like fucking sniper rifles and loads of tools and okay, we're gonna take out this high profile target. That'll take $50,000. Generally, a hitman's just some desperate cunt, like just some fucking pathetic criminal thug who's just trying to like step it up just to like get a one, and the payments are always pathetic. Like whenever you read these stories in the news about like a hitman was unearthed, unless we're talking high level cartel shit where you're like an enforcer for a fucking gang or whatever, it's just some fucking criminal loser has done bits for fucking small crime, and then it's like, yeah, he accepted $10,000, mate, to fucking kill someone. What's wrong with you? Like even thinking that's like reasonable, like, you know what I mean? It's insane. They do it for nothing. But one of the things that it goes on apparently in the hitman economy that I found out recently is very often the hitman who agrees to do the job thinks, I'm not getting caught, so I'll subcontract another hitman.
Yeah.
And I'll pay them less. So you end up with this fucking spiral of murder delegation, essentially. And there was this story. The headline is just fucking, it's a banger. I nearly tweeted this one out, but I wanted to save it for a show. Right? Hitman hires hitman, who hires hitman, who hires hitman, who hires hitman, who tells police. Right? And it was for this one murder, and 5 hitmen all got arrested because they all delegated to another hitman. So I'll read this. 5 hitmen have been jailed for attempted murder after each one avoided carrying out the contract themselves so they could make a profit on the side. Chinese businessman, China of course, Tan Yuhui, was looking for a hitman to take out a competitor, Wei Mo, and... Weemo. Oh, God.
He's been growing recently. Last time
I know he's big now.
Mo.
He's not a manless. Weemo, and was willing to pay 2 million yuan to get the job done. That's about £218,000. The hitman that Mr. Yu Hui hired decided to offer the job to another hitman at half the original price. The second hitman then subcontracted it to another hitman, who then subcontracted a fourth, who then decided to give the job to a fifth. However, hitman number 5 was so incensed at how much the value of the contract had fallen that he told the target to fake his own death, which eventually led to police finding out about the plot. The businessman and the hapless assassins were all convicted of attempted murder by the court in Nanning, Guangxi, following a trial that lasted 3 years. The original dispute occurred in 2013 when Wai decided to sue real estate developer Yu Hui, so it was over a fucking real estate lawsuit initially. Again, just classic businessman thought. Yeah, I could take this lawsuit on the chin, or I could hire a hitman to kill the guy suing me. But just crazy. That and the thing is as well, the final guy, the 5th guy who told the businessman to fake his death, he got convicted as well, by the way. Even though he was like,
yeah, but to be fair, he says that he did it because he was spewing about. Wait, oh, hang on, the stream dropped. I think we're back. Right, okay.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Don't know if it's touch or be fine.
Whenever we talk about China, innit, we always have a DC. Sorry, I must be.
But yeah, he did say that basically the only reason he's told him is because he was incensed about how much money he was getting. So basically he was filming because he weren't getting enough cash. He was like, well, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it then.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
But but it does seem crazy. And listen to these sentences, by the way. How mental is this? Like when you compare to American sentencing, right? So the guy who hired the original hitman, the guy who plotted the murder in the first place, 5 years. 5 years for hiring a hitman.
Fucking hell.
Right? The first hitman who agreed to do the job, 3 years, 3.5 years. Yeah, no.
Mate,
and then the guy...
It should be just life all round, except for the 5th guy, maybe because he didn't
the 5th guy, though, the 5th guy got 2 years and 7 months, and he saved the cunt's life.
Fucking hell.
That's mental, innit?
Fair
It's
play.
this is what I mean. Like people think China's like draconian. No, only if you're a Uyghur Muslim. Yeah, if you're a businessman hiring a hitman, like 5 years. And if you're a hitman, yeah, 3 years for you. Like, hang on. Even if you agree that the guy who is hiring the hitman is bad, you got to agree that the actual hitman is worse. Nah, he gets a smaller sentence. Like, fucking hell, crazy shit, right? That's fucking mind-boggling. Mind-boggling, the sentencing, but also mind-boggling. Like, what an absolute clusterfuck of ineptitude as well. Like, just want to put that out there. Right then, let's we've done some funny stuff at the start. How we usually structure the show is we do a bit of funny, bit of politics. Right? Don't worry. No Trump antics. I just wanted to talk about the Tories, Sam.
Oh, here we go. Right?
No, listen, I do like it, right, when the Tories basically fucking reveal what they are, which, they've been pushing this whole idea that, listen, Tony Blair was a cunt, his cabinet was corrupt as fuck, sent us into an illegal war, put out a manifesto that just pretty much broke every promise, and somehow, despite having a supposedly eminent economist as the Chancellor, managed to drive Britain to the brink of just unparalleled bankruptcy and then like leaves it all on the fucking doorstep of the Tories that come in. And while they get blamed a lot for the austerity measures, which, by the way, it's not austerity itself that's the issue, it's where they want to make the cuts. It's like the Tories are sat there going, well, we could just not let the disabled live. Have we thought about that? And then
Do we have to count the poor as people? If we could just have them as some sort of animal, that would do well better for our statistics.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's where they look to make the cuts. They're looking to make the cuts from already vulnerable people in society. They're looking to make cuts from the NHS. They're making look cuts from mental health care. They're looking to make cuts on disability access and programs to help people lead just comfortable lives. It's in benefits for people who were already unemployed and already having to use food banks. In fact, if you go look at the numbers now, the level of people relying on food banks in the UK is at the highest level it's been, I think, since the fucking major recession we came out of in like back in the Green Goddess days. So, and that's where we had rolling blackouts in London. So anyway, what you have to remember about the Tories is they have a point when they say, listen, a lot of this shit was put on our doorstep. And that's true. It's not like New Labour really cared about the working class. The clue was in the fucking name New Labour. The clue was in how they rebranded to appeal to middle class Britain to get elected, because people had a lot of bad memories about Labour last time they were in, which again was reasonable. It's not like either party's perfect. It's basically just where they put their focus and how they collectively fuck up. There's never been, in my lifetime, a satisfactory government. But if I was to ever lean onto the side, it was like, listen, I think Jeremy Corbyn's a fucking clown. But last election, we had Theresa May, who was provably incompetent. And when she was Home Secretary, she cut all of the policing services to the bone, which enabled things to happen like the bombing at Ariana Grande's concert. And when the head of police for that Manchester region came out and said that, the media were kind of like, fuck, don't know what to do. And then because she comes out doing this, the fucking dancing queen, I'm supposed to think she's not a lizard person. Is that how that works? Just fucking again, yeah, I'm fooled. I'll just keep huffing the bullshit drugs. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. So anyway, there's a reason why I never want to go back to Britain. There's a lot of reasons, but I mean, the fact that our political landscape right now is just a fucking absolute embarrassment to any developed nation. Is one of them. But I do also take some amusement when the Tories let their sort of true nature slide, when it just becomes apparent. So here's one, just an example of this. There was another one actually recently. I just remembered. I'm going to try and get that. Here it is, right? So, just letting it slip. Just letting it slip. This is a story about Francesca O'Brien. She is a Tory MP, and she put out a Facebook post that basically said that the people in Benefit Street need to be put down.
She's Welsh, of course, as well, from running in the Gower
Yeah,
seat.
much like that guy who said the only way to save Port Talbot was with a nuclear bomb or whatever. There's they can't really help themselves. They always say like, we do look, no, we don't hate the working class. We're trying to make it better for the working class, and then you get a conservative candidate come out and say, yeah, people on benefits need to be put down. Like, not helped to get off benefits, you notice, not like. Or encouraged to get off benefits, or incentivized. No, we'll just kill him, eh? We'll just kill him. So this is the story. A Conservative general election candidate has apologized for a Facebook post in which she said people on a TV show needed putting down. She said her comments were made off the cuff, but admitted her use of language was unacceptable. Labour and the Lib Dems had called for the candidate to be dropped, but Welsh Conservative chairman Byron Davies stood by Miss O'Brien, who is still set to run in the general election come the 12th of December. Labour First Minister Mark Drakeford said he couldn't imagine voters in Gower backing such a candidate, while a Tory peer has said the candidate should definitely consider her position. So the actual post read, Benefit Street, is anyone else watching this? Wow, these people are unreal. My blood is boiling. These people need putting down. Reasonable. Reasonable Tory outlook. I mean, definitely elect somebody who thinks that nothing could possibly go wrong. Then you have their weird obsession with sex. That's always prevalent with Tories, and they don't half come out with some shit about this. So this is a minister who was talking at the Conservative conference. This was originally reported by the Times. Okay, so this is a minister. He said, this is a cabinet minister, and said that a no-deal Brexit situation could lead to a rise in public sex.
Oh, I showed the dashboard. There you go.
Yeah. I was just saying you've got the dashboard on. I don't know if that's bad. Do we get hacked now?
No. It's nothing.
Doesn't show the string key or anything, does it?
No. I'll show it again. No, we're
good. We're good. Great job.
Do it twice,
but anyway, yeah. A Tory cabinet minister said that a no-deal Brexit would lead to a rise in public sex. And the thought process behind this was they were talking about how because it would lead to traffic jams because of the problems crossing to France, that an increase in dogging was likely to occur. This is no joke. This is Tory politicians. Right. I'll just read it to you. If lorries were backed up and stuck in traffic jams before taking the crossing to France, the minister said that an increase in dogging was likely to occur. One of the things we talk about in these no-deal meetings concerns hauliers and their activities. The main thing is whether they will turn up at the channel ports with the right paperwork. But there are also dogging hotspots all over the place.
Why is that an issue of national concern?
It's mind-blowing to me. I remember when I was a kid, one of the jokes we always got told was, how'd you get 4 Tories on a stool? Turn it upside down. And they do have this weird kind of fucking just obsession with anything sexual. First of all, there are dogging hotspots all over. Are there, mate? Hello?
No, there.
You think about all these fucking... You think about all these fucking Tory ministers that get caught in all these like fucking insane sex parties, like, huffing poppers and just fucking straight getting into each other and stuff. And it's like, how do you know about all these dogging hotspots, by the way? Like, aren't you a minister? Like, shouldn't you at least have to hire an expert on dogging to know about it? Like maybe, Stan Collymore or something like that might be good. But anyway, I love the report as well. It goes on. Dogging is a British term for having sex in public while others watch. It is common. It's not. It is common in car. There's Cannock Chase in Birmingham. I do know about that. Cannock Chase is a real one, but whatever. Anyway, it is common in car parks, woods, and laybys across the country. Concerns about a spike in dogging activity were mostly focused on British lorry drivers. Do Europeans even do dogging? The minister asked. There is something deeply British about dogging.
Makes you proud to be British. Have you heard that Stephen Fry joke? Where apparently, Winston Churchill heard that, last night, sir, two of the guards were caught having sex in the bushes last night. He goes, last night? Yes, last night, sir. It was the coldest night in record, wasn't it, in recent years? Yes, it was, sir. -6. Makes you proud to be British, doesn't it?
It's true. It does. We are a uniquely weird fucking nation when it comes to sex, aren't we? Just why has everything got to all be done clandestine and just strange with British people? Why we can't talk about it, but I will meet you up in a car park and fucking jerk off while. And
I'll wait in a queue for it as well. I'll wait in a queue. Love a queue system.
That's fucking ridiculous, man. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. Again, Tories, man, they're just the same old fucking party they've always been. They want to slash it. They want to take everyone's benefits away. They don't believe anybody should get anything for free, and they're weirdly obsessed with sex. And that I just don't see that ever changing. It's kind of just ingrained into the culture of the of the party. The other thing, of course, that they're well known for is being absolutely inhumane, which not great really. But I don't know if you saw this. This was last week. Jacob Rees-Mogg, who, if I remember rightly, is the son of the peer William Rees-Mogg. But anyway, Rees-Mogg was talking about Grenfell. Now, we covered Grenfell. It was actually live. So what the Grenfell Tower fire, for those who don't remember it, was basically there was a one of these tower blocks in Grenfell in the south, basically the cheap housing. We had them in the north as well. They were called slums in the sky. A lot of people got wealthy in Britain making substandard housing for poor people, and it was all done with government backhanders and everything else. You can go look this up. So a lot of people ended up in these terrible flats, which are barely fit for living.
Yeah, not
cheap
up
materials,
to code, not up to fire
safety. Yeah, exactly. What code? And some of them were built before there was a code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of them are that old and dilapidated, and they've been around for a while. Now, Grenfell happened live while I was streaming. I think I was streaming Football Manager, Gateshead, and somebody said, "Have you seen this?" And obviously in Britain, we don't see shit like that. So it was literally a towering inferno, and it was clear that nobody had got out. There was people just in that building just burning to death live on TV. And the first thoughts were, well, this is someone deliberate. Maybe it's some far right person, because there was a lot of immigrants primarily in these substandard housing conditions. And then what starts to unfold is that it's an electrical malfunction, and because when they built the tower, the local council decided to put in plastic cladding that was a fire hazard to save money, it actually accelerated the fire, giving people no chance to get out in a timely fashion. So it's manslaughter is what it is. I mean, I don't understand what the debate about Grenfell actually is. But Jacob Rees-Mogg said something that's just unconscionable. I've seen Rees-Mogg talk a few times. I always took him to be a more sensible, kind of moderate conservative. But this is what I mean. Deep down, they're all the same. If you're in the Tory party, that culture that we're talking about, it kind of just, it just permeates into you. I think you could go into it being reasonable and would be, kind of transmogrified, no pun intended, into something far, far worse. Well, anyway, what he said was that the people in Grenfell should have just used their common sense and they would have lived. And there's no common sense about it. They were living in housing conditions that aren't fit for people, that aren't safe for people, and there is how are they supposed to know about that? How are they supposed to know that people are cutting corners and risking their lives as residents to save money, for their yearly budget? How would you ever know that? Anyway, he issued a profound apology, and said that he shouldn't have said that the victims were lacking common sense. Said, I profoundly apologized. I'll give you the full quote. He said, I think if either of us were in a fire, whatever the fire brigade said, we would leave the burning building. It just seems the common sense thing to do. Of course, when you're in a tower block and the fire is below you and you can't jump out the window because it's too high up, the situation you're in there is actually you have to climb. There's no alternative. So you have to climb and hope that the fire service gets there. But this is just what I mean. It's just they're just divorced from reality. They don't know how people live. They don't know how you live. They don't know how the poor live. And then they want to make protestations about, the people are lazy. People are this. People are that. These benefits will actually not be that bad. They just don't know. And then, just to underline, again, this is just what they are, okay? The Grenfell, there's a report coming out on Grenfell Tower. And I think it's going to be reminiscent of, finally, when we got to the truth about Hillsborough, that not only are people responsible on a corporate level, not only are people responsible on a government level, not only is this, as I said, for me, a case of manslaughter, and people need to be charged over it. There's, if you put fucking poison in food, you would expect it to be charged for it. As a company, when your politicians put fire hazards into a building, that building burns down, killing 70 people, then someone has to be held accountable for that. But what they're going to do is, the report that is going to reveal just the extent of the corruption, they're going to put it out one day before Brexit. They're going to deliberately time it. This is the Tories.
No one talks
they're going to deliberately time it so it just skates through. It just goes through. Nobody's going to know. It's going to be in the news for about 5 minutes, and then we're all going to be fucking jacked up on Brexit again. And they're making that deliberate choice to do that. It's insane. That, fuck, man. Tories, dude. Same old people. Like, I couldn't ever get on board. I could never bring myself to vote Conservative. I just couldn't do it. Anyway, so checking in with the Tories. I'll like. Oh, here's something actually. Before we get into this, I wanted to ask you about this, Sam. So I'm bringing you in here.
Go for it.
Are you with me?
I'm here. Yep.
All right, because I know it's getting late for you. Are you tired?
No, I was just checking my headset's plugged in. It sometimes unplugs itself now. So.
All right, because I'm starting to see the telltale signs. We've got the dashboard on the screen. You've gone quiet. It's like, is he gonna fall asleep on the show again?
No, I'm fine. I'm away.
All right, good. Dead actors,
right,
are coming back.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know, like.
No,
it's the same with those like hologram things, mate. They're fucking creepy. I don't like them.
So this is the news story that they're gonna they cast James Dean, who died in 1955 in a car crash at the age of 24, one of the big Hollywood shocks. Massive star, dying tragically young. And they're making this movie, which is an adaptation of a novel called Finding Jack, which is talking about the abandonment of 10,000 military dogs that the government didn't need anymore at the end of the Vietnam War. So they just abandoned all of these dogs. And they've cast, now this isn't like, let's put James Dean in for a few seconds. He's cast in the secondary role in the movie. He's got dialogue. I don't even know how this is going to work. And just listen to the justification for it. Which, by the way, I'm so fucking cynical. This is like a fucking. If you ask me, mate, this is just marketing for the movie.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna piss on people's fucking memories in a disgraceful fashion to do this. But anyway, they said we searched high and low for the perfect character to portray the role of Rogan, which is some extreme complex character arcs. And after months of research, we decided on James Dean. So wait, you searched high and low for the perfect actor to play this complex role, and you chose a dead man. You chose somebody who's been dead for 50, 60 fucking years. That was the perfect person to play this complex role. How does that even work? What are you even saying? This shit terrifies me. It was bad enough with what was the fucking? They did it with Peter Cushing in fucking Star Wars. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. Well, you know he played You know he played fucking, I can't remember the name. Moff Tarkin, is he?
I don't know.
I bet I've got that right, actually. Yeah, Moff Tarkin, not Moff.
Right.
Moff Tarkin, there you go. He played Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah. Now anyway, they CGI'd him back in for Rogue One.
It isn't right. The difference between like shit like this and the singing one is, at least when they bring back a singer as a hologram, they're singing their songs and it's like a performance. You know what I mean?
I don't like it either.
Yeah, but it's another level of separation when they're making new shit. Like, you know what I mean? If you wanted a show, here's James Dean in one of his films 70 years ago now, and just play it as if it was new, so you CGI'd it as if everything was brand new, that would be a bit different. At least you're using the same work. You're straight just like slaving him out for work. Like, how long has he got to keep working after he's dead? He never gets to get off the train. No, but this is the problem then. It's
like, now if you're an actor, you're going to have to start putting it in your will. Like, listen, when I'm dead, I don't want to be in movies.
Or if I am, what are you going to do? Pay royalties to my family? Like, does he get money for this?
That's the whole point. The family, the family are complicit in this.
Oh, so they've like sold
the
rights. They
have to be.
Do it.
Yeah, the estate has signed off on his likeness rights.
Fucking hell.
And they're going to get money off it. So, like, you're now going to have to put in your will, like, listen, when I'm fucking dead, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, innit?
Like, no more movies. Like, I'm unavailable for work. It's so insane. Like, just imagine some of the horrible things that can be done if, like, people are unscrupulous with this, or if big Hollywood studios decide, well, we can cast whoever we want. If it doesn't explicitly, we'll fight legally. Like, let's say, for example, right, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, Robin Williams. It turns out he had some obscure contract with Disney, where they said like they owned the fucking likeness rights to
in perpetuity, like even after.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something like that. And then what? You're gonna put fucking Robin Williams?
He's back as the genie. We never had a friend, never had a friend. I'm motherfucking dead. Yes, I'm gonna be really happy watching Robin Williams scooting and dancing.
But they stick him in the remake of Jumanji as well, or something like like please, like make it stop, like enough's enough, But like this is garbage. Like this is awful. Like the hologram thing with the singing, I think is just tasteless. I think it's just tasteless. I remember when they did it on that fucking the NWA fucking the Up in Smoke tour.
Yeah, and they did Tupac. But right, I feel like it isn't that bad because for that one, like the Tupac one, didn't they basically just take one of his performances and transfer it so they could play as a hologram? That's just a better version of video. I reckon you can't be upset with that. All I'm doing is displaying a video better. That's all right. But if I'm straight, like changing the things you do,
They did
changing your
Easy
voice.
as well, by the way.
Did they?
So,
I didn't see
yeah.
Easy back.
Yeah, there was an Easy hologram. Yeah. Change your mind, does it? Now that they're fucking with Easy from Beyond the Grave.
Like, but then again,
Come on, mate.
it is. But like, selfishly, it's kind of cool. Like, because what if I want to see the Beatles play together again? I can fucking do it now.
You don't get to.
Yeah, I know.
That's like me saying, oh, I want to see fucking Amadeus.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's been dead for fucking centuries. Like, it just wasn't born in the right time. Like, I just got to accept it, you know?
It is rough, like, but then again, I ain't going to stop them. And if there's a Beatles tour, but and Paul McCartney's touring with Ringo and two ghosts, I might go look at it.
No, but this is what you need to think about, right? Someone, somewhere... Okay, because let me try and get this right. Didn't Michael Jackson buy up loads of the Beatles songs?
Yeah, he bought the rights to all their songs. Like,
right.
And
now Michael
they're
Jackson's
slowly
dead.
getting them back, yeah.
Right, Michael Jackson's dead because his crazy doctor fed him too much anesthetic.
Yeah.
And so, where are those songs now?
They're owned by Sony, I think, or Apple. One of those are basically the Beatles have slowly been buying them back. Like they've just started releasing them this year. Like this year, they released an official video, like all old footage that they finally.
So here's what you're not thinking about, right? A big corporation's going to buy the rights to all of this. Paul McCartney's no spring chicken, by the way.
Yeah, he might die soon as well. Get one ready for him. Like, get the hologram ready for him and Ringo. Love them both, like, but it's not long left.
Yeah. So what do you think happens when they're all dead? You're going to get some deranged fucking supergroup where it's going to be like the hologram Beatles with hologram Michael Jackson. And then it's going to turn out he touched some hologram kids.
Yeah, nah. That's what I was going to say. At least we can finally stop him doing evil if he's a hologram, mate. Turn him off, will you? He's getting creepy again. Switch Michael off.
The only safe way, I think. The only safe way, Shamon. But like this is fucking ridiculous, mate. I don't want to see this shit. These legends are dead. They're dead. Just let the Beatles stay dead.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like now you've baited me in with a Beatles hologram tour, mate. It sounds better. Like I definitely go watch a Beatles hologram tour. Imagine, mate, when David Attenborough dies, we can just have some mad deep fake voice and he can just keep narrating for the rest of his life. No, but this is
what I mean. It's like the real spark of genius is gone forever. It's dead. Like it's just cast into the void. It's just the tragedy of humanity, right? But we're not working on like artificially preserving that stuff, not like as an archive of their work, but the idea they can work from beyond the grave forever. No, man, like enough's enough, like, because it isn't them. Sounds like them, looks like them, isn't them. You know, like, it's like.
But imagine how cheap concert tickets would be. So every time we went to a concert, you just had to see the holograms.
Mate, if you think they're going to charge you less just because they're dead, you're mental. That's a value add. They charge you more.
Well, I'll just watch on YouTube and fuck them. Only holograms anyway. I'll beam them straight to my room.
I also just want to add as well. Imagine, right, that you're one of the actors that auditioned for this role, and you research the role, you practice, you've gone full method on it, you turn up, you do your bit, and you don't get the part, right? And your agent has to call you up and said, "Listen, you didn't get the part in that movie," and you go, "Oh well, who did?" They're going to go with James Dean. James Dean, who's he? No, the James Dean. The dead James Dean. The one who died in 1955. Got to take that on the chin, have you?
Is he rapping about gats as well?
It's just what you're going to do. Like, how are you going to fucking live that one down? Like, you just quit acting right there as well. So what you're saying is, I didn't get the part. They decided to go with someone who's dead. Okay, no worries. No worries. No worries. Nah, this is fine. This is reasonable. Right, okay. People are stupid, Sam. I fucking hate them all. I hate them all.
Agreed.
Gender reveals, Sam.
Oh, here we go.
Gender reveals. We need to talk about gender reveals, Sam. I fucking hate them. I hate them. I've seen my friends do them. And I don't know what to say about it because, okay, I see people object, going, "It's transphobic and you're messing with kids." simmer the fuck down. It's still in the womb. Don't panic.
Fucking
I'm not on with that. I'm not on that train. But the train I'm on is that it's just the most narcissistic, load of self-absorbed fucking bullshit I've ever seen. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, we're humans, we're having a baby. Yeah, congrats. Bill Hicks said it best when he said, having sex and having a baby is no more a miracle than eating food and a turd coming out your ass. and there has never been a more astute assessment of breeding ever. All the finest minds down the fucking down the years. So I've never understood why you do all you have a fucking you go out with the dude, you wet the baby's head or whatever, you go out and have a drink with the fella. Then you have a baby shower. Now we're doing these fucking gender reveals and it's all these fucking parties. And it's just so fucking dumb. It's just so dumb that we are this self-absorbed. And listen, I'll just tell you this: if you're somebody that's had a gender reveal, or you're thinking about having a gender reveal, and you think it's going to be cool for all your friends, it's not. It's not. You're like all them fucking self-absorbed people who tell your friends like, "Oh, it's my wedding, and you've got to dress like this, and you might do this, and prepare this, and you bring this, and you listen." It's right. It's your day. If you want me there, shut the fuck up. Like I'm there to celebrate in your joy. I'm not a fucking free volunteer worker, so you can pretend that you're a fucking celebrity when you're not. I'm not getting involved with it. I remember I've seen this so many times down the years, like. I've got a good friend. We don't talk anymore. I think life kind of put us in different directions, But that nearly bankrupted themselves for their wedding day because they were like, "Oh, we couldn't possibly spend less than £10,000 on a wedding." It's like, mate, like, fucking, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then you see all them stories, like, like £500,000 spent to get fucking an elephant there. I'm like, fucking hell, who cares? You're getting divorced in 7 fucking years. Is it really worth it? That's just the statistics, by the way, that 2/3 of you ain't going to work out. So what the fuck are you doing? £500,000 fucking pounds just so you can have one good fucking memory out of a relationship. Trust me, the bad ones will completely eclipse it. You won't be thinking about the fucking balloon animal specialist and the fucking, like, it's a kid's party and the elephant there and then fucking, oh, Paul McCartney. We hired Paul McCartney for our wedding. Hey, Jude. She was called Jude, right? You're not going to be thinking about that when you're alone in a fucking bar and she's gone and she's fucking getting long-dicked by a fucking physical therapist or whatever that she met after that accident that you totally looked after her through. Like, and you're just going to be sat in a fucking bar drinking yourself, wanting to die. You ain't going to think about a single fucking good memory that all that money spent. So what the fuck are you even doing it for, right? But it's just people being just fucking self-absorbed and fucking deluded with their fucking narcissistic bullshit. You're just not that important. You don't matter. It doesn't need to be a special day. It will always be a special day for you. Maybe the relationship works out. Then it really will be special. Right? And just to do, by the way, just to make it sound less incel, I'll do a female equivalent. He gets drunk at the office party. Turns out he's been fucking railing half the staff behind your back because he got bored after 5 fucking years. And when you confront him about it because you find irrefutable evidence, he tells you it's because he doesn't find you attractive anymore because you gained like 2 fucking pounds and he's just trying to rationalize that he's a piece of shit. There you go. It cuts both ways, man. But this baby shower stuff is like everybody I see in these baby showers, like all the guests, they're faking it, right? Like, who could possibly get excited about this? Right? Hey, everyone, I assembled you here today to just give you a completely arbitrary announcement about the gender of our child. Oh, I'm thrilled. I can't wait. And you're going to do it with like, you have to do it with like a fucking insane stunt these days. Like, it can't even just be like, open an envelope. It's a boy, everyone. Yay. It's like, you got motherfuckers like jumping out of cakes.
Yeah, flying planes.
Planes.
Yeah.
Smoke. It's completely ridiculous. So anyway, I just want to show you, like, I love them when they go wrong, by the way. I'm so fucking, and you're miserable, you. Nah, I love it, mate. I love it. There's loads of good ones. I'll just play you a funny one. This is Twitch safe, so we can do this one. But there's loads of other like hilarious gender reveal parties gone wrong. I saw one the other day, Sam. By the way, this is no joke, right? It was a woman lying on the floor, naked from the waist down, and she'd put color. This is true. I swear to God, she put colored powder in her arse, and she farted it out while all her friends around her were doing like, yay! Blue powder coming out her ass. Like it's a fucking episode of Jackass or something. Like, no joke. That's real. That really happened. That's where we're at right now. Anyway, you can watch this one. We'll 3, 2, 1 it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3.
Fucking home run out the park. That's for everyone who's sick of your gender reveal bullshit right there in your fucking grill. Didn't even burst.
Smash!
Yeah, didn't even burst. Fuck your gender reveal. Anyway, right? So, back and to the left. Back and to the left. But no, here's the thing, right? Because humans are fucking idiots and we all think we're so fucking important and so fucking amazing and our lives have got to be the fucking focal point for we're rapidly getting to a stage where we don't even have relationships anymore with other people. In fact, we frame everyone in our lives as being a character in the story of our lives. I mean, you aren't friends, Sam. You're just the guy who produces my show. You're just a floating, dismembered voice that I get to like riff comedy off. I don't care about you, Sam. Not in any way beyond how it actually benefits me, because you know I'm the star of this movie, right? Like I'm the fucking star of this movie, and fuck everybody else. You only matter in how you directly interface with me. This is literally the thought process that is becoming super prevalent in society, like to ridiculous extremes. And when you do shit like gender reveals, you're honestly like, this is what you're saying. I mean, like, again, I saw one. Fuck, we didn't even talk about it on the show, but I put it aside. I'll see if I can quickly dig it out. But again, back to the wedding example. It was like somebody was like, you can't wear that. Some like bridezilla or whatever was like saying, or like one of our oldest friends, you can't wear this as the maid of honor because you look too good in it, and I don't want you to overshadow me, and just stuff like this. And there was another one as well, like people saying, fucking, you know, you've had kids, so you know you can't bring, like, I don't want you to bring them to my wedding. Which, by the way, for someone who doesn't want your kids on a plane, that's one thing. But if your friend has a kid and you want them there for your special day and they can't get a babysitter, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. On the one hand, maybe try a bit harder to get a sitter and not be a cunt. But on the other hand, do you want your friend there or don't you? People are just fucked. We're just mental. We just think we're so important. So anyway, what do you think happens next, right? Because people just have to keep taking shit further and further and further. Ooh, people are doing gender reveals and tweeting them out. How can we top it? How can we go viral? So CNN, the headline says it all. The headline just fucking tells you everything you need to know about how ridiculous it is. Partygoers thought they'd built a clever gender reveal device. It turned out to be a deadly pipe bomb. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just end the show. Good night. So what happened here was they built a device like that was going to go poof. They thought poof. It wasn't poof. They thought poof, and they thought it would be, you know, it's going to explode and color's going to come out, whatever color they have, you know, because they're living on the pink for girls, blue for boys traditional thing. And they were like, this will be cool. So they assemble all of the family, and basically, yeah, they accidentally built a pipe bomb. Right. So what happens? They do the reveal. And it explodes, and a piece of shrapnel flies out, kills the grandmother.
Late Saturday.
Yeah. On Saturday afternoon, 5 family members and the expectant mother gathered and placed gunpowder in the bottom of a homemade stand that was welded to a metal base plate. Yes, I'm not exactly too savvy on this, but you've just described a bomb. You've just described a bomb. No problem. Let's continue. They drilled a hole. This is from the sheriff's office. They drilled a hole in the side of the stand to install a fuse, still sounds like a bomb, and placed a piece of wood on top of the gunpowder before adding colored powder indicating the baby's gender. The idea was that once the gunpowder ignited, it would launch the powder into the air. Yep, gunpowder's very good at launching things, absolutely. And it would be blue for a boy or pink for a girl. But when the family members placed tape over the top of the metal tubing, that created a pipe bomb, said authorities. Once the device was lit, the metal tubing exploded, sending shrapnel flying everywhere. A piece of metal hit the grandmother, who was standing with family members 45 feet from the device, not close, and the shrapnel hit her in the head, killing her instantly. They also add, the chunk of metal moved with such velocity that after it's hit her in the head, it went through and continued to travel more than 400 feet. Probably a tad too much. Probably just a little bit too much gunpowder there. Probably you just put a little bit too much fucking cheese on that taco. You know what I mean?
You ever seen a party popper go, mate? They go like, fuck, all you needed was a party popper. Coloured party popper would have sorted you right out, mate. No need to take grandma's face off with an homemade grenade. Point proven, like grab the kid.
Yeah. Mate, fucking, you're right though. Party poppers make me shit my pants. Like, you point a party popper at me. We've all heard that fucking story, haven't we, about the party popper in the face that takes your fucking eye out, or the dickhead that's opening champagne corks. There's no gunpowder involved.
Exactly.
Just fucking gas, just force. Like, don't these people realise? So anyway, this ridiculous incident, which is especially tragic, because I guarantee the grandmother probably didn't even want to be there. Because who does? Right? Her last memory was, fucking hell, just get this over with. Bang! got it over with. Right? Imagine the world we live in. Imagine the world we live in where this is an article that has to get written. This is over on the Atlantic. How many people have to die before we're done with gender reveals? I can't do this, Sam. This human experiment, it's gone wrong. I feel like Greta Thunberg. This
How dare
is
you?
Wrong.
How dare
you? I should not be here on this podcast. But look, just listen to this. I'm going to read you this, Sam, because this is mental. It starts telling the story we just told you, right? But then it goes down. Just listen to some of this. In the past couple of years, some kind of communal madness has taken hold, and many of these feats of gender performance have gotten more elaborate, more public, and more dangerous, putting lives and entire ecosystems at risk. Last year, a father-to-be started a 47,000-acre wildfire in Arizona when he shot a rifle at an explosive target full of blue powder, causing $8.2 million worth of damage. This was reported in the Arizona Daily Star. I could bring it up for you if you want to have a look at it. There it is. I'll continue. The latest instance of a gender reveal gone wildly wrong, as the New York Times reported, involved a plane that stalled and crashed while crop dusting a Texas field with 350 gallons of pink water in honor of an unborn female child. No one was killed in either incident, but someone easily could have been. Other gender reveal-related explosions are here, and it provides 1, 2, 3 links, and one reveal involving an alligator has also placed people in harm's way. We better 3, 2, 1 the alligator, hadn't we, Sam? It wouldn't be the Richard Lewis show without us talking about whether or not we could beat an alligator in a fight. Right, so let's do it.
I watch a lot of Steve Irwin videos, mate, and from what I think, alligators are bitches, mate. Seem very easy.
Okay, interesting.
Quite easy to get around. Right, 3.
Let
2,
me know when you
1.
want 3, 2, 1 it.
Right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Look at him, gripped it by the throat. Oh, this guy's gonna. What are you doing? What are you look at it?
They're crying.
He's taking his eyes off the alligator.
Oh no.
You can't get down. Come on.
Mate.
What's he doing?
I don't even know.
Is he supposed to
like-
spew out the
Get that
balloon or
party
something?
going.
What's going on here?
But like, this has been a very
What's
docile,
this?
friendly alligator. Like.
Isn't it?
Ready? Come on, we're ready forever.
Is that a watermelon? What's he stuffing in him?
I don't even know. Is it a what? Yeah. Is he trying to get the
Yeah.
alligator to bite the balloon?
Yeah, I
It's
think
gonna
so.
bite your fuck. There it is.
That was blue. There you go. What
I
the
think he's
fuck
gonna be
is
upset now though, because now it's got a taste for blue. And you know what else is blue?
Yeah,
This fat
you
cunt
blue.
that's tormenting the fucking alligator. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, definitely touch him while he's eating. Definitely touch him while he's eating. Definitely lead him towards a kid on the floor.
Mental, innit? What are you doing? Like,
Mental.
who's doing this?
It says in the mouth of Sally, a family pet. As if that's
As
a
if an
family
alligator,
pet.
as if a fucking dinosaur is ever a family pet there. As if Sally the friendly alligator. Yeah, that's a fucking story, innit? That's a real story. I just can't do it, mate. I just like no one cares. Can we just get? You don't need to go to these elaborate lengths. Just tell your friends by fucking email or by text. It's gonna have the same impact. Congrats, you've bred. Congratulations. You've thrown another soul out of the ether into this fucking absolute nightmare that we all live in now that's been getting steadily worse year upon year so you can feel alive. Congrats. That's not the most selfish fucking act possible. Yeah, brilliant. Why not? Yeah, let's do more, eh? Yeah, come on. Let's really push it on this gender reveal stuff. Like, you know. Fuck me, dude. People are outrageous. People are fucking just outrageous, mate.
Yeah. And also, how chilled is Sally? But fucking, how long they been training her? Like, if we're talking about animals we could fight, I could beat the piss out of Sally. Fucking hell. If only fucking she was there, but in Steve Irwin's zoo, he would have been making outrageous videos. Wouldn't even have to wrestle him. Would have been riding him.
No, no, but again, like. You think about Steve Irwin being dead and that fucking guy in the blue t-shirt just fucking rocking it. There ain't no justice.
Stevie getting stingrayed and he gets to live. Like,
fucking hell.
I want hologram Big Steve. Like, bring back hologram Steve Irwin to ride some crocodiles.
So how are we doing for time, by the way? We coming up to 2 hours?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think because we went offline, so it's not giving me an accurate count. But yeah, I'd say so. Went live at 11:05.
Right, I got a couple of other fucking bits and pieces, and then we can wrap it up. So here's the thing that I definitely want to fucking talk about before we go off. Right, I never talk about sports, right? Never talk about sports, but I have to because it's about the fucking Cleveland Browns, mate.
Right.
You've been watching any of the football this season?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched any NFL.
Right, Cleveland Browns, absolute fucking shit show. They're just, they're, as I said on Twitter the other day, they're like my second favorite team to watch after the Raiders because they're so bad. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious, and they're already like the worst team of all time ever. But the fact that they were talking themselves up before this because they got Baker Mayfield and fucking Odell Beckham, all these guys. So they were like, oh, we got a chance this season. They've been fucking awful. And they lost to the Broncos, and it was like really embarrassingly bad. They've got this running back everyone's been talking up whose name fucking escapes me, Chubb or Chud or something ridiculous like that. No joke. And he had two really good carries, but fumbled both of them. And on the second one, he didn't even try and retrieve the ball. There it is. Yeah, Chubb. That's the boy. Yeah, he just gave up. He just turned his back on it and just couldn't be asked. He was nearly crying, like, because he knows, he knows how fucking bad they are.
Oh, Chubb's had a cry. Look, Chubb's having a cry.
Yeah, it was just brilliant. Oh, that was against the Pats. My bad. Sorry. This is what I mean. They are a cavalcade of inadvertent comedy. I've got NFL Game Pass. I watch the highlights. I can't wait for fucking. I watch the full game for the Browns. Because it's just like you were just going to see some shit. Baker Mayfield threw a fucking shovel pass and it got intercepted. He just threw. That was against the Pats as well. He just threw it straight up, like to his running back or fullback, and he put it up there, and the defender just came through, picked up the ball, and just carried it like 20 yards. It's just embarrassing. Anyway, in the game against the Broncos, where they were terrible, they had a player called Jermaine Whitehead, right? Now, Jermaine Whitehead, he played through an injury. He had an arm, and that was fucked up, and he was playing with a cast, right? And anyway, he was missing tackles because he was having to drop his shoulder. He couldn't wrap people up, but he was getting just bounced in the game against the Broncos. It was real fucking embarrassing. So anyway, Jermaine Whitehead, he didn't take this loss too well at all, mate, right? I'm just going to fucking show you. He got fucking wrecked on Twitter. And this is what I mean. Like, if you're in esports, nobody will fuck up this bad, even in esports. But if you're a professional sports person, sometimes social media is just not the place to be after a loss and you've played bad. Maybe don't go there because, they're not going to say nice things to you. Here's one fucking exchange, right, where he threatened to shoot somebody. Right? You can see the exchange here. He said, just saw 2 for 110 yards and a TD, fuck boy. And then Jermaine Whitehead of the Browns said, don't get shot at, little bitch. Can you whoop my ass? Fuck football. Let me know when you need the address. And he just replied with, you'd probably miss. So he straight bodied him there. I can't show you the other one because he literally gave out his own address. He gave out his own address and said, come here any fucking day of the week, cracker. Right? Then, just check this. This was another exchange with a football fan. I'ma kill you, bitch. That's on blood, right? He just threatened to fucking kill someone. And then he said it again when somebody this is Dustin Fox, who's a reporter, said his tackling effort today is a joke. Come get it in, blood bitch, made ass lil boy. I'm out there with a broke hand. Don't get smoked, fuck ass cracker. So anyway, his Twitter got suspended, right? His Twitter got... Oh, and actually, yeah, the address he gave out was the practice facility. My bad. Yeah, I forgot about that. So it wasn't even his own address he gave out. He gave out the address of the practice facility and said, yeah, let's come here and get fucking violent. So all my other teammates have got to be involved in this shit too. Like, perfect. Absolutely fucking perfect. So anyway, his Twitter account got suspended within 15 minutes because these tirades are like... beyond the pale, like you're threatening to shoot people and everything else. So he loses his Twitter account. And then just because it's fucking the Browns and it's just hilarious, womp womp, wakes up the fucking next day and he's been dropped. he's out the team. Sorry, mate. What's that? $1 million contract? Yeah, peace.
You've got no Twitter. You've got no job. You've got no team. Peace.
Yeah, so he's just straight out as it was reported there by the BBC. But mate, there's everything about this. There was the let me find this for you. This is just the kind of clownery that goes on at the Browns. Right. So where is it? Here it is. Yep. This also perfectly sums it up. I don't know if you'll get hit with an ad blocker here, but if you do, right? But basically, he was wearing, so in that game, he was wearing Joker themed shoes, so clown shoes essentially, and he got told at halftime, like, if you have to change them because they're in violation of our it's in violation of our rules on uniform. So he was literally wearing fucking clown shoes. And he's like, this big star pickup. The Browns, man, they're fucking too good. They're too good. Thanks for the gifted subs, by the way. They're Welbers. I see you, buddy. So, just honestly, what an absolute shambles. Right. And now to wrap up the show. What am I going to go with? Oh, there's some. Yeah, I've got to get your reaction to this. I promised last time I streamed we'd do this. We do these bits. Well, all right. There's 2. We'll start with this one because you're going to enjoy this, Sam. This is according to USA Today that several police officers across the USA are trying to justify stop and search of people with marijuana on the basis that marijuana users have green tongues. This is the claim. Now, this is fine, actually. This is great. Please spread this disinformation.
Yeah. Never get me caught, Chief.
Tongue's not green.
I like
Tongue's
blue
not...
lollipops anyway.
Yeah. In the early morning hours of May 2nd, 2018, Amanda Guimond was driving through York County when the red and blue flashing lights came on. She was going more than 15 miles over the speed limit. The Northern York County Regional Police Officer smelled marijuana coming from inside her vehicle. Guimond, he wrote in an affidavit of probable cause, had glassy, bloodshot eyes, lethargic speech, and a dazed and confused appearance. The police officer requested that Guimond stick out her tongue and noticed there was a green film on it. Guimond was arrested on DUI charges after failing a standardized field sobriety test. She said she hadn't smoked in about 4 hours. More than 1 year later, she said she's still bothered about the allegations concerning her tongue. Not once has my tongue ever changed green, said Guimond.
It's fully triggered.
Yeah.
Tongue's not green.
She's a medical marijuana patient who lives in Maryland. I was extremely shocked, and I was angry. Police officers across the USA alleged in multiple DUI cases that people who recently smoked marijuana had green tongues. Law enforcement is now being told to look for a possible green coating in a specialized training program that's taught all over the world. Police point to no scientific studies that show marijuana can cause your tongue to turn green.
Okay, boomer, is the thing he said.
That's unreal, mate. No, but that's unreal. Like, they're literally like, what if you've just got a green tongue? Like,
Yeah,
what if you've been drinking that apple? What's that apple shit?
Apple juice.
No, apple sours. The apple sours.
Oh, right, yeah.
Booze.
The drink, yeah.
Because that's fucking unreal green.
Yeah.
That would definitely give you a green tongue. When I used to do
doing
Incredible Hulks, I used to get a green tongue.
Yeah. Midori, mate. Midori gives you green tongue.
Yeah, that'll give you a green tongue. Hello, my name is Dr. Green Tongue. You get that? But yeah, I just couldn't believe that, mate. But yeah, let him have it. Because I'll just be like, listen, I'm not taking a field sobriety test, but I will take the green tongue test.
Yeah, you can look at my tongue, like, I'll give you one look at the tongue. Yeah.
There you go. No green. Gotta let me go, officer. Your rules, not mine. So, and then, last story of the show. Because I promised I would get your reaction to it, Sam. You're going to fucking love this.
Right. Let's do it. Hang on, shall I have
Moscow Times.
It's going to be funny, like.
Oh, it's a banger, like.
Hang on.
Moscow Times. This is a story about a man who's suing Apple from Moscow, from Russia. And he's suing them for something that, I don't know, Sam. I think he's kidding himself here.
Right.
But this is a Russian iPhone user who is suing Apple for turning him gay.
How?
No,
he starts
I'll
sucking
tell
off
you
the
how.
phone immediately.
No, I'll tell you how, Sam. A Russian man is seeking more than $15,000 in damages from Apple after claiming that the US tech giant drove him to homosexuality. Literally drove him to being gay.
They've drove the man bent. They've drove him around the wall.
The plaintiff, identified as Dr. Razumulov, alleges he became mired in same-sex relationships this summer after receiving 69 gay coins on a cryptocurrency payment app he downloaded onto his iPhone in 2017.
Mate, he's literally dropped his gay card. Like, he dropped the gay coins. Oh, he dropped the gay coins.
No. He got 69 gay coins. Like, wait this, though. It's mental. The unknown sender was said to have included an English language message that was interpreted as, "Don't judge without trying." I thought, indeed, how can I judge something without trying it? And decided to try same-sex relationships.
If that's all you needed to be pushed to gay,
it's been in the back of your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been in the back of your mind.
It's 2019. No one's
I know exactly.
Like, gay. Like, no one's
everyone's going to be bi in 20 years. Like, just fucking relax.
Just be gay.
I can say after the passage of 2 months that I'm mired in intimacy with a member of my own sex and can't get out. I have a steady boyfriend, and I don't know how to explain it to my parents. After receiving the aforementioned message, my life has changed for the worse and will never be normal again. Imagine suing a tech giant, right? Because they got you a steady boyfriend that you're really happy with.
You've ruined my life. I'm in love and having a great time.
I know, you've ruined my life. I've met somebody special. I can't live this way. It's unbelievable. He goes, Razumulov accused Apple of manipulatively pushing me towards homosexuality, which caused him moral suffering and harm to mental health. And he wants 1 million rubles.
Full on Dr. Gay Evil.
He did a gay Dr. Evil. He wants 1 million rubles. That's 15 grand, by the way. Yeah. That's $15,000, not even pounds. Like Moscow's Preznensky District Court registered Razumulov's lawsuit last Wednesday, according to the court database documents. You can go and read it. It's a real document. Links there if you want to go over to the Moscow Times. He's protesting a bit too much, I think. Like I say, but I just don't even know why you would want to say, like, they said I got to try all this gay sex, right? And I thought, fuck it, I better add. And then I did. And then I met somebody. And it's been great. I'm done with you, Apple. Yeah, I fucking hate this. Like, imagine, like, it's the best case scenario, you fucking header. What an absolute lunatic, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, well.
All he needed
was
one iPhone notification, mate. All he needed was that one notification, and he's in the game.
I'm just going to quickly Google, actually, gay coins.
Yeah. Is it a good time to buy gay coin? Like, so look, gay coin value. How much is a gay coin going for?
I'm having a look now.
Drop the gay coin. How much for one?
Zero.
Gay coin?
Oh, it had a spike. It had a peak. Its peak price was 16 cents. No, sorry, 30 cents per coin in 2018. So obviously this is around about the time he was out there wilding.
Yeah.
But now
they are going to be re-releasing the coin under Your Mum Gay. It is obviously the next.
You're pathetic. Your material is whack. But no, it's 0.01 cents per coin now.
Nice.
So the gay coin has officially crashed. Like,
that's a good point. Someone's done the maths. He's gone gay for essentially £9 if you did the 69.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just think he was waiting for any excuse. Like,
just before he was praying, he went, God, if I should be gay, give me a sign. Da-ding.
Yeah.
What's that?
Bing.
69 gay coins. Don't judge it till you try it, son.
Yeah. All right, you win, God. Ridiculous. All right, then. We'll probably wrap up the show. Anything else for you on your mind before we go?
Nah, mate. Had fun.
All right.
Good to be
good.
back.
Yeah, good to catch up. I kept a few ones back. Maybe we'll do another one.
Yeah.
For those who like Counter-Strike content, we should be doing By the Numbers tomorrow. It was just a mix-up. I think Duncan was too tired. Tired to put in his
smoke ganja weed
appearance. Yeah, smoke ganja weed. But anyway, we will do it tomorrow at about 2:30 PST. All that remains to be said, of course, shout out to .com. Be sure to head over there. Be 18 plus, bet responsibly. If you want to place bets on some of the upcoming esports events, they're definitely the site to do it at. You can also check out our merch, arlibusreports.com/merch. Go there. Definitely going to put some new stuff up there soon. But if you haven't bought yourself a t-shirt or whatever, definitely check it out. Brain Power's a classic. There's all sorts of good ones up there. And thanks to everybody for tuning in and watching, and all the people who liked, subscribed, and donated. It's all appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow with By the Numbers. Until then, make sure you all take care of yourselves. See you soon.